Happy Thursday, people. So today is Thursday, which means we're going to do real estate Q&A live. And here's our topic. We're going to talk about the infamous Zillow Zestimate. But before we start on that, I just want to remind you that the purpose of Hafner Real Estate is to help people like you achieve their real estate goals. And the reason that we do these Q&As, and we put them here on Facebook, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is at hafner.expert. If you type in hafner.expert, you can go look at all of the real estate Q&As. If you've got any questions, they'll likely be answered there. But we do this because we believe that everybody deserves a chance to own their piece of the American dream, which is owning a home. And in fact, I just met this past weekend with a wonderful lady who is going to be 66, and she is getting ready to become a first-time home buyer. So it is never too late to become a homeowner. It is the single best way to build wealth without trying, right? So you have to pay money to rent a property anyway. So instead of paying that rent, why not get a home, go ahead and put your money down on it, go ahead, make your payment every month, and over the course of time, that wealth will build up incredibly. People who bought homes, people who bought an average home in Middle Tennessee 5 years ago have seen an increase in their equity in that home by $70,000 or $80,000 on average. So what were you doing 5 years ago that you wouldn't want to have $80,000 more in your bank account right now? So keep that in mind. If you don't have money to buy a home, you don't have money to put down, there are zero down loans available, financing available, but I don't want to get off track on this. But if you're thinking of that you'd like to become a homeowner, give me a call. We'll sit down, we'll come up with a plan. I am really good at sitting down and explaining the process and laying out a plan, whether you're a year away or a few months away. What I find is a lot of people who think they can't buy a home can make a few little tweaks, and in a few months they're eligible for financing to buy a home. So if you don't have money to put down, don't worry about it. There's loans out there you can use that do 100% financing. So give me a call. Let's put a plan together to help you become a homeowner, live the American dream of building wealth. You can change the course of history for your family by owning that home, and over time having that house appreciate in value and just building incredible wealth for you and your family. So, but we're getting off track. I believe that people need to be educated so that they can make wise decisions when it comes to real estate. So if you know someone who would benefit from learning the information that I share here, please share this. Show you care, give us a share. And you're not showing you care about me, you're showing you care about your friends and your family and the other people who can benefit from the information that we're providing here. I've got almost 25 years experience in real estate, and I've been involved in thousands of transactions. I've personally owned more than 200 homes. I know what I'm talking about, and I can help you, be your guide to help you become that homeowner that you know you want to be. So share this with whoever you think would benefit. Tag someone in the comments, send me, private message me any of your questions, put a question in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, share it, let people know, subscribe to the channel, and learn some things that can help you become a more educated consumer, help you if you buy or you sell a home or you invest in a home or you want to flip a home or you want to do anything real estate related. I have answers here that can help you. So the Zestimate, that is, you've all heard, everybody's heard of Zillow, right? So the Zestimate is Zillow's automated system to try to predict what your house would sell for or what your house is worth. So it is based on Zillow's algorithms. So we talked recently, and if you haven't seen this one, go to the YouTube channel, hafner.expert, type that in your browser and it'll take you right there. And on that playlist, you'll find a video about assessed value versus appraised value versus market value. And the Zillow's estimate likes to believe that they're going to predict what your market value is for your home. And you hear people talking all the time, oh yeah, Zillow said my house is worth $250,000. Zillow says my house is only worth $150,000. Whatever it is, Zillow has a automated algorithm. So it's computer, it's a robot pricing your home. Now, robots can price things if they're all the same. If I've got a dozen eggs, all those eggs are basically the same. If I'm buying a PlayStation, all those PlayStations are basically the same. And it's very easy to know what the price would be. But the problem with homes is homes are all very different. There's different condition, there's different features within the home, there's different amenities nearby the home, there's different, there's different trim packages in a home. There's homes with upgraded windows, there's homes with brand new kitchens, homes with old kitchens. That algorithm that Zillow is doing, where they are trying to take the human element out of pricing a home, it results in inaccurate pricing. A Zestimate, it's a great thing to look at to kind of get a feel for where your home might be in price, but it is not anything you should ever use as your defining price that you would sell your home for, that you believe you're going to get your home for. So they take the human element out of it. So Zillow's estimates are most accurate in super high density neighborhoods that have hundreds or thousands of homes that are all very, very similar to each other. So you see this a lot in the areas where they built tract homes, like in the 50s, 60s, 70s, when they first started, subdivisions first started to pop up around the country. You see areas where all the houses are basically the same house, maybe one or two different floor plans. And in those areas, yeah, a Zillow's estimate can be relatively accurate. If you're thinking of a place here in Middle Tennessee, in Murfreesboro, Evergreen Farms is a place where a Zestimate might be a bit more accurate, because there's a lot of similar houses in a small area where that algorithm might have a better chance of coming up with a number that works. But here's the thing you need to know about your Zestimate, right? And the beauty of this is Zillow posts this information right on their site. If you go to the bottom of the page on Zillow, there is a link about Zestimates, and they have a little chart, and I have it here on my other screen over here, so forgive me when I look away to look at this. They have a little chart that shows how accurate their Zestimate is. So in the state of Tennessee, you have a 78.5% chance of your home being, the Zillow's estimate price being within 20% of your sales price. Oh, that sounds pretty good, right? Almost 80% of the time they're within 20%. Well, let's put that in real numbers. So the average house in Rutherford County sells for about 238-ish. So let's use 200, because I can do that math in my head, I hope. I used to be able to do math a lot better years ago in my head, but now all of our computers that we use to do it, maybe not so quick. But if 80% of the time your house is within, the value of this estimate is within 20% of the actual value, so that means on a $200,000 home, that Zestimate, 20% of the time, that Zestimate in Tennessee is going to be off by $40,000 or more. Let that sink in for a second. So if you price your home and you were to bring a realtor in to help you try and price it, and that realtor was off by $40,000 on a $200,000 home, don't you think you should fire him? Because that is horrible to be off by that much. And that's the problem with trusting a robot to price your home. If you have a robot, hey, it's cousin Charlie, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. So if you have a robot price your home, the robot's not going to be as accurate as a human. The human element who can look at some idiosyncrasies of the market. Here, I'll give you a great example. There is a subdivision in Rutherford County, just outside of Murfreesboro. I believe it's outside the city limits in the county. It's called Royal Glen. It is on Highway 96 heading towards Franklin. Good morning, Charlie. So if you're heading towards Franklin on Royal Glen, that subdivision, the back end of the subdivision has big estate homes, which are worth $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, some of them. The front part of the subdivision has more average size type homes, smaller homes that are not, they don't have the finishes of the back of the subdivision. They don't have the upgrades. They're not built with the same materials as the back. The lots aren't as big. So what happens is, if you own a house in the back end of Royal Glen and you count on your Zestimate to give you and here's the other part, there's not as many of the big homes. So the ones out front sell, there are many more of them, they sell more quickly and more frequently. So that means that when that Zestimate algorithm, when that robot goes to price that home in the back of Royal Glen, they are looking primarily at homes that in the front that just are not worth as much as what's back there, and that drives down the Zestimate. I can bet you that most of those estimates for those back homes, it's going to be off by more than 20%. In fact, if we look at our chart in Tennessee, the chance that you're within 10% of the sales price is 65%. So almost half the time, the Zestimate is going to be off by what, by $20,000 or more. Half the time it's going to be off by $20,000 or more. Do not trust those estimates with your home. You need the human element. You need an agent who has experience, who knows the market, who's been working in the market, who knows all the different things that are going on. In fact, I would even argue, when we talked the other day about assessed versus appraised value versus market value, I've seen situations where appraisers from other markets come into Rutherford County and they miss the appraisal. They don't get the appraised value right because they don't know the market intimately like a local agent such as myself would know here in Middle Tennessee. Thanks, Charlie, I appreciate it. So here's the deal. You need to have someone locally who knows what the market is doing, knows the history of the market, knows the makeup of the market to get your house priced right. And this doesn't just apply to Zillow and their estimates. This applies to some of these other companies. There's a few companies now in Middle Tennessee that are making sight unseen offers to buy property, right? And they're doing the same thing. What's happening is you have your people in Silicon Valley who think that artificial intelligence and technology and robots can do everything that a person can do. And there's a lot of things a robot can do that I can do, but one thing a robot cannot do that I can do way, way better than a robot is I can price a home. I can help you figure out what your house is worth. I can help you figure out what your house should bring on the open market. And these other people these other robots who are doing it, and they're offering, I've seen them make offers on houses that are wildly off. I mean, it is crazy. So the Zestimate is a good place to start if you want to have a general idea of what your house is worth. Know that it's going to be off by maybe $40,000 or more if you have a typical house. Good chance it's going to be off by at least 20 or more. So know that going into it. When you go to price your house, or you think of selling your house, or you want to know what a house is worth, or you want to look up a house that's for sale to see if you're getting a great deal on it, go when you're looking at that house and get an agent who has experience, who's been in this marketplace. I've been in this marketplace since 2000. So I've seen all the growth. I know of the neighborhoods. I know the makeup of the market. Get someone who knows what's going on, who can give you the human element of being able to think and rationally come up with the price, come up with an estimate of what that market value for that house is likely to be. Don't put all your eggs in that Zillow basket, or you're going to end up with scrambled eggs. So that's my information / rant on Zillow, because Zillow is very frustrating because they are bent on world domination. And I'm here to tell you that their robots will never, ever, ever be able to price a house as well as a human knowledgeable, experienced real estate agent who knows the local market well. So if you thought this was good information, do me a favor, share it on your wall. If you're watching this on YouTube, share it there as well. Show you care, give us a share. And if you know somebody who would benefit, someone who says they're going to price their house based on his estimate, tag them in the comments immediately so they know that they are going to be in trouble if they trust Zillow. It's kind of like trusting the IRS to tell you what you owe on your taxes, right? You'd want a separate person who kind of knows what's going on and is not some big monolith to help you figure those things out. So don't have scrambled eggs when it comes to pricing your house. Get an agent who knows what they're doing, and hopefully this information was helpful. Check out hafner.expert where you can see all these Q&A videos on YouTube, and we will be back next week with another question, answering another question. If you have questions, private message me, put them in the comments section. I'm happy to answer whatever questions you have, and if you don't want me to answer it live on Facebook, just let me know and I'll give you a call and we can talk about it one-on-one. Hope you have a fantastic day, and today is the 75th anniversary of D-Day. Let's remember all of those people who gave their lives for our freedom, who stormed the beaches of Normandy despite incredible odds and literally saved democracy, saved the world, and we owe them a debt of gratitude that we can never repay. So keep that in mind, and if you know someone, there's not many of them left. If you know someone who served in World War II, go give them a big hug today and thank them for their service. Have a great day. I will see you again soon. Thanks.